Hi, I'm Pissara Umavijani from Perfume and I'm here to answer the questions. What kind of flower do I like most? Aha! There are a few things that I like: the shape and the beauty of this flower is the peony, but it's all kind of peonies. I like the red peonies, the pale pink peony, the white peony, and also the smell of tuberoses. I love it so much. I love the tuberose absolutely from India. How do we learn to create fragrances? It started from more than 10 years ago. One day in the afternoon, I was sitting with two friends who is very knowledgeable about fragrances, and by talking to them, I felt in love and I feel passionate and I want to make my own. And then I study little by little with that person, and together we create our own organ along with the collection of vintage perfume collections. And this person, his name is Anusha. He is a film director in Thailand. He's not a professional perfumer, but very knowledgeable. And this is how I learned, by doing, and I learned with him. And I also read the book of Jong Kao method, which I admire. So the question is that, how did I get the energy to be radiant and charming beauty? And first of all, thank you so much for telling me this. I mean, I'm very flattered, but however, I am not always energetic. I can be the time that I'm tired and I just want to stay at home and do nothing like anybody else. But for me, the technique is about, I try to sleep very well and long hours. I love to sleep between 8 to 9 hours a day and undisturbed completely. And I always love to do a little bit of exercise. The yoga and meditation in the morning is a must. And then to have a positive thinking and to surround yourself with people you love, give you energy. And in my case, I have 5 dogs. It also gives me energy. And I deal with when I'm tired, fatigue. I also sleep a lot, and I also stay at home. And I recently practiced the art of doing nothing or doing something that is not relevant to my daily life. For example, sometimes I do gardening all day just to train myself and to get me in touch with the nature. And then the best thing to recharge me is staying in the nature, sitting in a park or just next to the river. So in France, you can also go outside Paris, and you can also find many places that has a lot of beautiful natures. The perfumer who I feel very close to me is Edmund Brunishka. So actually, I was very fortunate at the beginning of my career. I had a chance to visit his home in Cabis, near Grasse, the south of France. And his creation for Dior, I feel very close to my heart. I feel its simplicity, the beauty, and I feel so happy every time I smell. So when I went to his home, I saw his photo on the wall and I pay respect to him. And also another perfumer that I admire is Sophie Grossman, because I saw her interviews and I really admire her as a woman and as someone who wants to create perfume for people to feel beautiful. So I really admire her. My first olfactory impression It's the time when I was 5 years old. So I grew up in a house full of books and garden. It was the time when Bangkok wasn't well developed. So we have like a banana garden, a lotus pond, and also the coconut trees. And it was the evening when the gardener he started to burn the wood. And then there was a rain. So I smelled the smell of the wet earth. That smelled a bit like patchouli to me. And there was a smell of the jasmine, the smell of the leaves, the mango, right? So basically it was the smell of my childhood. The smell of these elements together, it made me dream and made me think of the happy time in the nature. I would like to create a fragrance for Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa is someone who helped people very much. She was a nurse and she was also a saint. She loved to live with compassion, and she's someone who is truly amazing. And I would like to create a fragrance for her to tell her that I'm grateful for her compassion and love to the world. So I would like to use different type of flowers, and I also want to use the ingredient that is very special, that represent who she is. I think for me she is like the wood, she is like a sandalwood, and she has this kind of spiritual stability. And I will use the flower that represent the purity of mind. I will choose the white flower like jasmine gardenia, and I also will blend it with the dynamics. It's like some green note to add more energy to the formulation. And I would do the formulation that is also similar to L1 because it's a formulation that heals and that gives you the peace of mind. When I create a new fragrances, everything can be inspiration. Everything I experience in daily life. If I come to Paris, whatever I do, the work, when I walk around Paris, everything can be inspiration. The people I met, the art, the music, and of course the poetry of my father. Do I listen to the opinion of the close one when I create a fragrance? When I create a fragrance, first I listen to the ingredients, and then when I finish the formulations, I ask very close a few people who are not professional evaluators but who are real passionate of fragrances to smell them. And I'm really honored that if they like and I think the formulation is good, I decide immediately to launch it. And the process is very fun because it's like getting to know each other, and it's something that we bond together by smelling the new fragrances that I create. So I usually give like a small sample to a few friends and also to the people who are with me to try at home and to be able to evaluate it. I have a dream related to the creation of fragrances. So many times, simply when I have a lot of formulations to do, sometimes I had a dream that, I find a solution by blending this and that, and it creates something new, something interesting. And sometimes I even write it down in my notebook, and I go to my laboratory to try this combination. And always I think dreams are our imagination and our creativities. And I also have many dreams that where I actually smell something in my dreams. So this is how my imagination works during the night. I think Paris smells like so many things. So if you come here in the very early morning, you can smell fresh baked croissant and the baguette. Baguette is a traditional French bread and it smells wonderful. And then you walk further, you can also smell the freshly cut rose, lilies, hyacinth from the forest. And then if you go even further, you can smell the macaron and the French bakery, the French restaurant that start opening and they start cooking. And the street of Paris can have a lot of mixed smell. For example, sometime after the rain, we have the smell of the concrete that is getting dry, and smell of the metro, smell of the people who are rushing to work. Paris is a very unique, and it's always a capital of passion and love. And I always love walking in Saint-Germain-des-Prés. I remember in that area when I first came to Paris, there was so many beautiful and small shops, and that gave me a lot of olfactory experiences that I will not forget. If there is an opportunity, I would like to be the lab assistant or perfume assistant of the perfumer in the past. I would like to be the assistant of the beautiful woman perfumer. Her name is Germaine Cellier. She is French and she's a perfumer who created Ballet of Robert Piguet and Fracas. I want to see how she works. I want to see her inspiration, and I really like the fact that she revolutionized the whole perfumery scene. You imagine at that time there wasn't many women perfumer, and she dared to do something different, and I wanted to learn from her. I love Russian ballet. When I was young, one thing I never told people is that I was studying ballet as well, but I was not good, and I always I couldn't follow the dance of the other person. But I love watching ballet so much. Basically, it's so beautiful, and the ballet that I love so much is the Bolshoi ballet from Russia, and it came to Thailand once in a while. So I watched the Nutcracker, the Swan Lake, and I really admire how beautiful ballerina of Russian move their body. It's so artistic, and it's like that whole body is a movement of art. The answer is that when I came to Paris, I was just a girl who wanted to create a brand, and by wanting that, I had a dream to do something of my own. As the time passed, I realized that being one person in a company, it will not be, I cannot grow as much, because when you create something, you need a teamwork, and I don't want to be the only person in my company. I also need great teamwork, and I also need, the feeling of different people who are doing different things and who are working to focus on one goal together. As a brand, So Dusita is not only about me, but it's about a lot of people behind the brand that I really admire and appreciate. How I select the ingredients, raw material for my perfume is a very fun process. First, I would select the country that I want the ingredient to come from. For example, I love vanilla from Madagascar. I love osmanthus from China. I love jasmine from India or France. I would ask the source to send me the small sample and sometimes if I have a chance, I would visit that place. For example, a few years ago I went to China and I saw the osmanthus and I smelled very beautiful osmanthus there and I fell in love completely. And also the wonderful ingredients is the ingredient that is rich. It has different facets and it's something that can use in the formulation and turn the formulation completely into another dimension. So I love to get in touch with the people who actually produce them, and I love to be there to observe the cultivation, the season, and to talk about them. What is a factor for this ingredient to grow and to blossom? For example, rose de May. What is a factor for each year for the rose de May to be beautiful? The sunlight, the rain, and how much the rain is a good amount for the rose de May to blossom. This is what I love very much. I choose the name Lucita because I read a poem of my father. He said, when I die, I would like to go to Lucita heaven. Lucita is a level of heaven where you can be yourself, you can be free, you can be creative and colorful. So I chose this name because it also my philosophy to create the perfume out of my passion and creativity. And also I found out later that this name is easy to pronounce and beautiful. I love incense fragrance and I love all the frankincense because it reminds me of a secret world. The world of happiness, tranquility, and the world of civilization in the past. So definitely one day I will use incense and frankincense in the formulation soon perhaps. I would love to create a perfume that smells like home. You know, home is a feeling where you are happy, when you are loved and you are comfortable. And so I would like to do that scent that make me and the people who smell it feel like home. And probably I will take inspiration from here and there. Part of it can be from Paris, part of it can be my personal experience in Bangkok, and part of it can be the countries that I have visited and the people that I met that make me feel like home. Like the last time I went to Russia and it made I feel like home, even though it was the first time I went to Moscow. I love vintage perfume, and now my favorite one is called Nahima from Gelang. I love this perfume so much. It's a rose iris blend with a very special layering. For me, it's a very contemporary perfume because the rose of Nahima is so powerful. It has a masculine and feminine side at the same time. It's so strong and yet soft, and it gave me the feeling of being totally in heaven. And now we just passed the season of the roses, so I love to smell this perfume more than the other, and I think of it as a masterpiece of the time. First of all, I'm also very honored to be called like the continuer of classical traditions because for me, one of my objectives is that I want to bring the love of perfumery. I want to bring back the happiness of the people when they smell the perfume. And I think that is such an honor to be called like that. However, my goal in perfumery is to always revolutionize, always work hard to improve myself, So I want to go further to improve my skills in formulation and to also to continue doing atelier to be able to transmit the passion and love for perfumery to different people around the world.